everybody. Alright, my name is Soleil. Today I'm going to be talking about the Random Shizzy. My theme for my channel is actually cosmetics, beauty, and random shizzy. The random shizzy is just random topics that I sprinkle in here and there. Because I've been shopping so much recently, I decided this would be a perfect time for me to do a random shizzy topic. So, over 40, single, not wanting to mingle. That is who I am. I am 43 years old. I've been single for 8 years, and I have no interest in pursuing any relationship at this point in my life. I feel like if you're over 40, there's this assumption that either A, you've been through a divorce, you're in the process of finding somebody else. B, there's just something so unattractive about you that nobody wants to be around you. And C, you are also, like, you must be lonely and depressed and, you know, longing for companionship. And I am none of that. I don't have a problem with people being attracted to me. I have people that hit on me, a few people that currently are actively hitting on me often, and I let them know that I am seriously not interested in companionship, like, altogether. Like, it's not that person. It's just I don't want to be in a relationship, period. I've been in and out of relationships all my life, ever since I started dating. If I wasn't in a relationship, I was sexually active. I've been extremely social throughout my life. I've been really blessed. Like, I have loved many. I've been obsessively in love at least one time in my life that, you know, I just feel like truly blessed that I've had these great moments in my life, and I met a lot of great people. Some people, when they go through a breakup, they have a lot of animosity towards a person and they just let that linger like forever. I'm not like that. Like, the way I see every relationship, they're kind of like a stepping stone for me becoming a more rounded person, you know, learning from that relationship and moving forward. And I have quite a few people that I've actually dated that are friends on my Facebook, so I never wish ill will on anybody. And for the most part, every relationship I've ever had has been, you know, good to me. My last relationship I was in for 7 years, and I gave everything I had to it. Like, I just gave all my, just everything. I used to think like how my grandparents, they were here for 50 years and they went through the hard times, the good times, like they just pushed through. So when I'm in a relationship with people, anybody in the past, if it's a relationship where I love the person, I will try to push through the hard times. And this last relationship, it just came to its end. You know, it got to a point where there was just too many hard times between us, I guess, to where we just needed to go our separate ways. And we're cool now, you know, just like anybody else I've dated in the past. We don't have like everyday contact with each other, but when we do have contact with each other, it's good. You know, there's no animosity towards each other at all. We just were meant to be together. When we broke up, it was 2014, I also had gotten out of the Army. And at that point in my life, the Army and my relationship were my complete identity. So when we broke up, I decided I needed to like relearn who I was at that point. I needed to find myself. And I needed to, for the first time in my life, instead of jumping from one relationship into the next, I needed to actually be alone and spend time alone. And for the first 2 years, just like, it was just an emotional roller coaster ride, like trying to like, I won't say trying, but just actually like figuring out who I was at that point in my life. Because, you know, I no longer had to take care of another person. Every decision I made revolved around just me, opposed to revolving around this other person in my life. My job identity was gone. Everything was just like shed, and I became this like, you know, like, who am I, this new person? And it has been good. Like, every year I've thought to myself like, okay, you know, you know, time has gone by. Maybe I should start looking into dating again, because, you know, maybe one day I will feel lonely and I will wish that I had, you know, found somebody when people were attracted to me still, you know. But then I think to myself, like, why would I want to be in a relationship at this point in my life? And every single time I think about wanting to be in a relationship, it's always for the wrong reasons. For instance, what if I have a stroke? Who's going to find me? What if I get to the point where I'm in a wheelchair, wearing a diaper, shitting on myself? Who's going to help me change my diaper? Help me wipe my butt? What if I get stuck on the toilet and I can't get up? Who's going to help me up? You know, those reasons are not, I need companionship reasons. Those are, at that point in my life, I'm probably going to just need a nurse, you know. So, because I am not looking into companionship, that tells me that I definitely am just not at a point where I should be on the dating scene at all. All these reasons are very me, I need help, you know, at that point in my life. So if I get to a point where I want companionship, then I'll happily go look again. But at this point in my life, every year that goes by, I'm happy. I have no reason to be in a relationship with somebody else. Another thing, throughout my life, I am a strong, independent woman. I've always been very strong, independent, but at the same time, I've always had this feeling throughout my life that I was going to need to financially depend on somebody, emotionally depend on somebody, like I was always going to need to share my life with somebody. And through this experience of living alone, I learned that I am able to financially take care of myself. I can emotionally take care of myself. I can sexually take care of myself. I love being alone with myself. Like, I am my full package. And it's very empowering. Like, it just feels so good to know that, like, I am doing this life journey alone. Like, I can do it alone. I don't need anybody else. If I were to get involved with somebody else, it would have to be like our souls were just meant to be together. Like, we were just vibing. Because other than that, I have no need to go look for somebody else. Granted, I have my 3 dogs. They are my children, my fur babies, and they fulfill that need of being needed. I do love the feeling of being needed. With that said, though, I realized I didn't need to be needy. Like I thought I was going to need to be needy. I don't. So, and if I am needy of like socialization, I just get on the internet and talk to my friends on Facebook. So, socialization, check. The feeling of being needed, check. Fur babies. Sex, you know, it's not really that big of a deal to me. It never was, even though I've been extremely sexual. You might hear my dogs in the background again. I apologize. Every sexual experience I've had, and I've had quite a few sexual experiences. I've always been one of those people that, like, I'm willing to try different things. It wasn't for the actual need to get off. It was more for the socialization of the experience of, like, socializing with other human beings. I have people in my life now, like, that I know that will talk about, like, needing to go out and have one-night stands, and they're constantly on Tinder and, you know, looking on dating sites and whatnot to fulfill that sexual need. And I did the one-night stand thing in my 20s. I'm not going backwards. I have no need for it. I don't, you know, like I said, sex has never been like a huge deal to me. In fact, another reason why I enjoy being single, any relationship I've ever been in, I've been in relationships with both men and women. I've always heard the same complaint, which is I don't come on to them nearly as much as I did in the very beginning. And the reason being is because I just kind of lose interest after the 3rd time. I know that sounds kind of weird, but like, first time, like, you know, I'm all passionate and, you know, everything's built up, like, yes, you know. 2nd time, like, all right. 3rd time, you again. And then it just kind of becomes a chore. I know that sounds crazy, but it just, like, once a person starts asking for it and I'm no longer in the mood for it, it just becomes a chore. And I have to have sex with these people in order to keep them in my life, because sex is part of being in a relationship. And it's just something I don't miss. Now, some people are gonna say, like, oh, you haven't had good enough sex, and I've had amazing sex. My ex and I, the week before we went to Iraq, we had this might be the last time we ever have sex again sex. Best sex in my life, hands down. When we got back from Iraq, he had an 8-pack, I had a 4-pack in the right lighting. We were both very fit, strong, I was flexible, we were able to do crazy sex moves. Again, sex was amazing. Now, if it was his choice, we would have stayed in bed and had sex the entire week we got back. We wouldn't have got out of bed. Again, after the 3rd time, I'm like, all right, I got things I want to do. Sex is not the only thing on my mind. I mean, it's cool, we had a good time, but onward to other things, you know. And that's kind of how I feel at this point in time in my life. Like, yes, I'm still a sexual being, but I just have some other things on my mind that are more important, that take precedence, that it's not a big deal. Again, if I happen to vibe with somebody in the future, then I'm sure I will definitely get into, you know, having a passionate romantic moment with that person. But at this point, I'm not missing it. And like I said, if I can take care of myself. And because that is an annoyance in a relationship, it adds to my enjoying being single. Like, I don't have to deal with that. Like, I can come home and just, like, you know, focus on me and my world and actually just relax. There are pluses about being in a relationship with somebody and actually like having that, you know, that unit together. But right now I don't miss it. Like I said, every year it goes by, I take a step back, I look at where I'm at in my life, I question if I should jump into a relationship, and every time I'm like, I'm so happy with myself right now. I just feel so blessed. Like I have such an amazing life, and I'm doing it on my own, and it just feels absolutely amazing. So anyways, I think that's it. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I will be doing more little random shizzies in the future, but yeah, that's it. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I'll be making more videos in the near future, and I'll see you guys next time.